Salutations, respected viewers. This is George from Ireland. Here I am at St. Isaac's Cathedral in St. Petersburg. Don't smoke, by the way. So I'm 100 meters above Russia's second largest city. So I'm at the colonnade walk of St. Isaac's Cathedral. Probably can't work it out because there's such a snowstorm around. Anyway, so this magnificent city is bisected by the river Neva. It's by far the most ornamental city in Russia. It would appear to be a Western European city. A lot of it built by a Swiss, Italian architect, other Italian engineers and so on. It's got many canals flowing through it, and it's made up of dozens of islands. So it was marshland for centuries, though some Swedes had built a fortress here near the mouth of the river Neva centuries before. Always been Russian territory for a long time. And then Tsar Peter the Great, or Peter the First, as you sometimes know, he wanted a window on the west, so he built this city in 1703. And you can see into the cathedral there, give you some sort of idea of the glitzy splendour. You can see some images of Orthodox saints there. Unfortunately, the glare off the window means it's hard to make out. But where was I? So then in 1704, they shifted the capital to here. The city wasn't really ready, and there tens of thousands of serfs were conscripted into labouring here on the Tsar's pet project because he was very keen on the navy. He'd been on his embassy to the west, the Great Embassy as he called it, sort of a 2-year journey around Western Europe. He spent some time in the Netherlands because that was one of the main maritime powers in that era, and he also spent some time in Deptford in England. That's very close to London. He's part of London now. You can see a huge statue of Peter the Great by the banks of the River Thames, and he learnt the art of shipbuilding. He was also an enormously tall and muscular man, so he would do a lot of physical work himself. Anyway, so that's St. Petersburg. Is named after St. Peter, I suppose, but also the Tsar. Not that he's been made a saint. I wish you could make it out because obviously it's clearer with the naked eye. Well, I can see the Neva in a minute, and I had to walk 200 steps up here. I didn't get to go to the gym this morning, so it's a good alternative. Anyway, behind me, what's an awful pity, because you just got snow blindness as a whiteout as you see it, but I can see the Constitutional Court, and I can see the River Neva beyond, and further up here, well, I could make out the old Winter Palace and Palace Square, which was the focal point of the October Revolution 1917. Anyway, Peter the Great, who spent a lot of time fighting the Swedes, the Great Northern War, and he'd shifted his capital here even before the Swedes were bested. The Swedes teamed up with the Ottoman Turks, and the Swedes were put to flight at the Battle of Poltava, which is now the Ukraine. What else about Peter the Great? Well, although he wanted to adopt Western mores and technology and so forth, and to assert the primacy of the Tsar over the Patriarch, up until then they seemed to be more or less have a duopoly, have parity. He asserted, as I say, the mastery of temporal over spiritual power. But apart from that, he really had no truck with any notions of parliamentary government, such as held sway in certain Western European countries. He wanted to maintain the autocracy. So he was an enlightened despot in a sense, introduced a tax on beards because he wanted to be more Western style. So since his time, there's always been this debate, this creative tension between Westernizers and Slavophiles in this country. Should they emulate Western Europe, or should they say, nope, we have really nothing to learn from them, and we value our own traditions? Anyway, so that's that. Obviously, he died, and then his successor moved the capital back to Moscow, but after only 4 years, he died, and then the Tsarina Anna moved it back here again. So that's that. So it really is a magnificent city. Suffered absolutely horrifically in the Second World War when it was besieged, and hundreds of thousands of civilians died of malnutrition and bombardment. At least hundreds of thousands of civilians. It may well be much over 1 million. And that's that. And obviously gradually rebuilt after the Second World War. President Putin comes from here, and so do many of his Camarilla. Well, that's that. It's just an awful pity you can't see more because it's snowing so heavily. So St. Isaac's Cathedral, strongly recommended for a bird's eye view of St. Petersburg, which from 1924 to 1991 was known as Leningrad, as in named in honor of the founder of the Soviet state. Indeed, from 1914 to 1924, it was called Petrograd. Because in the First World War, there was this detestation of all things Teutonic, and they dropped its Germanic name, called it Petrograd, as in Peter and Grad, like city, a Russian ending meaning city. All right, I shall switch it off now.